I'm Nyxie. I'm 17 years old. I like to draw a lot.
Nyxie is such a cool kid. She's super funny, super just kind of spunky.
I have like at least 5 cats. Arlie. I love Arlie. I mean, he's super mean, but it's cool. So I was 12 and I didn't have very many friends. And so I joined some groups on this app called Kik. And I encountered the wrong people. I met this girl named Brooke. She introduced me to the person that was, not a good dude.
He had a particular method. On Mondays, we send pictures of this body part. On Tuesdays, you send pictures of this body part. Wednesdays was a different body part. He had a whole group of girls that he had trapped in this scenario.
He would refer to us as numbers. He would request daily outfit checks, and it was just incredibly demeaning. I was struggling immensely with my self-image. I just wanted someone to make me feel like I mattered. I met someone else online, and they wanted to meet up in person. I thought it was okay. I thought that I liked him. So he flew from Oregon to Oklahoma, picked me up in a rental car, took me to a hotel. Some gross stuff happened, and he decided he wanted to take pictures of it. I was numb, and then I started crying.
A kid in Oklahoma can be touched from anyone around the world. They can share images of child exploitation, all day long from everywhere, and they'd find Nyxie's picture.
Homeland Security had preliminary information that these images came from a man in Oregon, and they wanted to receive confirmation from Nyxie that she knew who this person was. They needed information about how they met, how this relationship began.
We went to Nyxie's mom's house. That was when I had the grueling task of having to tell the mom what had happened and have her identify her child, from these images.
Nyxie came here for her interview to talk about allegations of child exploitation.
My name is Rebecca, and it's my job to get to know you and to ask some questions, okay? And before we get...
First, Nyxie was a little bit afraid, I think, to speak up.
I don't really remember very much of it.
Forensic interviewers, they can get the child to feel comfortable answering the questions.
Has he made you send pictures or videos to him?
Before I had met up with him, yes.
My family, I just feel like I let them down, and I don't like that feeling because as a child, your parents' approval and respect is the goal, and it sucks when you feel like you're not meeting that goal.
The forensic interviewers are extremely important to our investigations because they can talk to children the way an investigator can't.
And this is not your fault?
It feels like it is.
It isn't.
And then she kind of started to have these, glimmers maybe of empowerment, and she was able to say, okay, this is not okay, I'm ready to speak up. She really just took things by the reins and was able to speak up and say everything she wanted to say.
I'm asking for your help to try and figure out
who these gross people are.
Okay.
Oh, absolutely. I'm all for that.
And she suddenly became very brave, and she answered all of the questions.
Because now people knew, and that meant that I didn't have to keep it to myself anymore.
We was able to build a case through the information that Nyxie gave us, and by August 30th, I was on a flight to Oregon to arrest him. He was indicted by the grand jury in Oklahoma. I believe that Nyxie pretty much was responsible for his plea of guilty, which he did in November, and he's just waiting sentencing now.
There was an offender in the UK that was obtaining images and distributing them, and Nyxie was also responsible in helping shut that down.
Once she understood that her words had power, that what she says matters, once she was able to embody that power, everything changed. And she decided to tell her story and to make an impact on all of those kids that might be suffering from the same thing.
I just want to start trying to make a difference, because there's so many things that I wish that I knew when I was younger, and that people younger than me definitely need to know.
These kids, they feel like, well, I was going along with it all this time because I was trusting them, and this is all my fault. It's not your fault. You were groomed. You didn't know any better. And it's okay to ask for help. No matter what kind of trouble a kid or a teenager gets themselves into, they need to feel like they have someone that they can trust and talk to, even if it's embarrassing, even if they feel ashamed.
Take the time to talk to them and to hear what they have to say, talk about things that are important to them.
It does take all of us to build a village around all of our kids so they can have this bravery to step up and to do the right thing.
Child advocacy centers are probably one of the most important things that we can have. The services they provide afterwards and throughout the process, once we bring a child to them that has been victimized, it's phenomenal.
The multidisciplinary team, when working with child welfare, law enforcement, district attorney's office, medical, mental health, the teamwork is incredible here.
It is our vision to end child abuse, and so we created the ROAR program. And the whole reason behind it is so kids can have the tools in their hands to change the direction of their life. And it teaches parents, you need to monitor social media. These are apps that you may not know are a part of bad things.
People just need resources like this, because there's a lot of things that we're going through that we're terrified to tell anyone about.
I see a lot of a survivor attitude in Nyxie. Because of her bravery, she helped other children be able to say, yes, this is happening to me, because she was brave first.